Hey guys, welcome to day 25 of Video Every Day in April Challenge. I'm your host, Selena Konmaki of How Only Socially Inspired, and this is my co-host, Anna Larson of No Mad About, and our special guest, little baby No Mad About. That's all I'm
Little baby No Mad About. Right.
Together, we have formed our joint project, Anna and Selena, which is a go-to place for website design, digital strategy, and more. So if you've noticed, there's a little special guest with our friend here, my co-host, and you are first. Yeah, look, we're just going to talk about it for a second, right?
Yeah.
She has a grandma name, and it's Lolly. It is the cutest thing ever. And with the remote travels that we do in the world that me and Anna work in, Anna, tell everybody where you are this week.
Yeah, so this week I am getting the extreme pleasure of being in Portland, Oregon with my grandson and his mama and daddy. And so today was mama's first day back at work after having baby. And so I came down to help him out a little bit. So part of that means that helping out means he gets to join the live stream with us today, which I'm actually really excited about because, there's nothing better than baby wearing. But if I'm bouncing a lot, if you remember those moments, like I apologize right now if you just bounce your way through this live stream with me.
It's okay, right? I think this is life. This is like parent life, grandma life, all the things life. And so I think that's what I'm most grateful about. Like today I was doing something and it just said, what are your challenges as a military spouse, and in the moving. And I was like, I actually got to write in like, I don't have anything because the career I have chosen now allows me to be here or there. And I thought about Anna today because she is not home in Texas. She is with her daughter and their grandbaby, you know what I mean? So she's super excited. And so anyway, we will head on because we have to make this quick because baby is like, we're on his time. So, okay. So today's topic, guys, is like where to design a website and why. And you're like, don't you design the website in the website? No. So here's the deal. You want to sketch it out. And I mentioned in our copy that, it's kind of like an artist, right? When they're going to do a big painting, they're going to sketch out first, kind of like a ballpark thing of what they're going to do, right? Or when a chef is going to cook, he's actually going to sit down and he's going to create his recipe. He's going to think of all the ingredients so he can get it prepared for when he's going to make the recipe. So just like a website, it is highly encouraged to mock up kind of like how you want to have the website look, and it helps and allows you to create the flow that you need and connecting to all the other pages that are on your site. So we want to talk about four ways that you can do it. So the first thing is good old Sketchbook, right? This is where you can start. And I mean,
this would be my preferred way to do it because I am a do it by hand visual person. I like to write it out and then scratch it up and add little things here and draw arrows there. So yes.
And I'll be on right, and it's just as simple as like, okay, we're gonna design the home page, but Anna and I have sat down and we have strategized, like, hey, like what needs to go where, right? And there is kind of like a basic formula that a homepage would typically have, but depending on the clients you have, Anna and I have many different clients, so the structure may be different. But anyway, it's great to sit with if there is copy that is provided by the client, taking the copy and deciding how that's going to design and how it's going to look on the page, or you work with your copywriter like Anna and I, and we actually will design together based on the copy. And so that's a great way. So highly suggested, take out your sketchbook, whatever. Option one, take a sketchbook.
Draw it out.
And I will be honest though, I've done this sometimes just because I need to get out of my head, and I'll move to the next sketch thing before I actually implement it. Okay, so I'm gonna give you number 2. It doesn't have to be fancy, and most people have this, but I'm going to share this with you here. Let's see. It is using Canva. Create a mock-up. I mean, this is like the nicer stuff, but right, if you see they have these pre-website stuff, and maybe you can kind of get an idea of like, okay, I'm going to sketch here. And the way that websites are built are like by sections, right? There's this section that equates to this. There's this section that equates to that. So hold on one second while I just tell my husband if he could just be quiet for just a minute, just a minute. Hold on, be right back.
So while she does that, I'll just say Canva is a really useful one because it gives you all the different places that you want to have something. You want to have an about us section. You might have a mission or a value statement to put in. So Canva is going to tell you all of those sections so that you're not forgetting anything.
Yeah. And so, yes, you could use Canva like this, or you can literally use it in a blank and draw it out as like a whiteboard in Canva. Like this is just letting you know that there are these like preset website stuff because yes, you can actually have a website via Canva, but sometimes we use it just for inspiration, you know? So Canva, let us know. I'm curious, like what do you guys use when you're designing websites or have you even thought about it? Okay. This will take us on to the next one. I love this digital whiteboard. It is called Mural, Mural. And I love it. And it's a collaborative whiteboard that Anna and I have worked with. I work with other members on my team. Sometimes they'll go in, we can map something out crudely. You know, here's the logo, here's the menu bar, here's a hero header. This is our solutions section. You know, what about what would be next? Like, okay, this person is a blog heavy type of website. We're going to have like, hey, you want to start here, you know, with this post, or you're into recipes, or maybe it's an e-com store. Okay, I want to have maybe I'm going to move the solution section and I'm going to do right away, just the store is here. Do you know what I mean? But when you're mapping it out, you can actually look at the strategy that you're creating in its entirety. Because sometimes we look in pieces and we end up stuffing things just because we feel like we need to stuff something, right? Like, and so this just kind of helps you formulate a good plan on how you want to grow. Yes, right.
Yeah.
You
And I
know,
would say one of the nice things about Mural is your client can come on and leave you notes and leave you information and say, yeah, I really like the kind of the layout that you've kind of designed for me. Or, you know, that they can, like she said, collaborate. It's a collaborative workspace. So everyone that's involved in the project can have a say at some point on the mural board.
yes, no, I do. I love it. And like she said, you can do a lot of things. You can add in images in here. So maybe we're going to come in and we'll throw like 3 images here for the client to pick and say, hey, what do you think would look good here? You know what I mean? And we can just throw the image so we can kind of get a crude look of like, hey, how the beginning of your website starts, right? It has all these shapes. You can like, you know, like, okay, I'm going to make these little tabs. We have one client, we had like actually I think we did like this kind of we did these as little icons like right on the line here, you know what I mean, and the line bowed, but it was just ideas. But so it's things like that you can kind of like, it takes shape, because then when you take from here and then you actually implement it in the build, it is so much easier. I'm telling you, it's so much easier. And instead of, because I've done it many times before I realized sketching just is helpful, is there's a lot of unnecessary work sometimes, because you're dealing with, oh, I want this margin, I want this. This is supposed to just get the idea out of how you want it to look. So you can spend time on the design part and then you're implementing it. You know, that's like going from design to develop, right? So you're going to be like, if I could have it all, this is what I want it to look like with this, and this. So this is the third option. And like I said, I've actually taken from a sketchbook and popped it in here just collaboratively with our clients just to look at, right next to maybe a full screenshot of their existing site. So they can kind of see like, oh, okay, it's going to look different like this because it's going to look like this. That's why I love that too. And then it really allows a client like, hey, you know what? I thought I wanted this, but I didn't want this. So okay, I'm going to stop share for just a minute because I have to pull on our last one. It is an Adobe product, and this is like really intense. So I love it. I don't use it all the time because it overwhelms me. I need the simplicity and I take it to the others. But I know that as we get more and more into it, I would probably use this if somebody just asked me to design and I'm handing it off to a developer. Like that's when I would use this program because it is so robust in what it can do. Excuse me while I find what screen I'm looking for. Okay.
So this is number 4. What's the name of the program, Selena?
So it is called Adobe XD. So this is like what it looks like when you kind of come in, but it is an Adobe product, right? With Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, and they have it included in the plan. You can design apps, and this is the prototyping. You can design the prototype of an app, of a website, all in here. And I love it because it has a little bit more oomph to it than here. And what I mean is, like, on the Mural is that it has like implements, it has these things called plugins that you can add, so you can really get very detailed in your prototype. And this is what a lot of designers will use, and then they will hand it off to a developer and say, okay, this is what we want, make it happen. So you know, I'd love to look here. I don't use this one a lot, but I want to know if anybody does. So, but it's similar, right? You're finding all your things, you're putting all the stuff in, you're designing, you're doing all the things. And the one thing I do love is that there is this share option, just like Mural, just like Canva, right? But you can actually share this link and with the client and let them kind of decide. And what's neat is you can actually have it like building in here. You can have it say this button goes to this page and it leads the path, so then they'll know. So when they click the button here that you put into the design in Adobe XD, you path it to the next page that you wanted to see. So this is all the stuff that I like. And we're keeping it simple today, guys, but just, those are the 4 things. Your sketchbook.
Yeah, I would say for anyone that's not an actual web designer, just
Mhm.
remember to take a look at your website. Here's your action item. Take a look at your website and its layout and its flow and sketch it out and see if there's things you're missing that maybe you haven't thought about. Take a look at those Canva prototypes. Do
Mhm.
you want to add an about section? Do you want to add a solutions or a services area on your homepage?
Yeah.
What is it that's missing that gives the best user experience for your clients?
Yes. I will share this. There is a Chrome extension and it's called, let me go grab it here. Audit. It's a free extension. And what it does, or not free, I apologize. It's actually a go full page in the Chrome store. And what it does is it actually screenshots the whole entirety of your web page. So that way you can actually look at it and see how it flows from top to bottom. And that's like, we share that with our clients, but that's a great way also to take, like Anna just said, do an audit of your site and then use that screenshot as kind of your like mock-up and go into Mural or a whiteboard, whatever you have, and make notes next to it. Like, okay, I want to add this section here or that section. Because I think sometimes there's missed opportunities that we don't realize, because the website should always work for you. That's why you built it, right? So,
And if you're not doing audits, it's likely there's something on there that's out of date, or there's an offering that you no longer want to offer, or you're trying to appeal to a clientele that's, a couple of years past, and now you've refined your services and what you're doing. So make sure you go in every year and take a look at what you are doing on your site and make sure that it's speaking to what you want to actually be offering.
yes, I will agree with Anna. The first week of the year, you should always go in and do your updates. That's always the easiest, because you're switching the year out on the bottom of your website from copy at that. You know what I mean?
Well, you should be. If you're not, you should be. How about that?
Yeah, go look at your website. Does it still say 2021 in April of 25 of 2022?
I've seen some from like 2018, 2017. So make sure you're going in and swapping out that copyright.
And you know what's weird is you would think that like it's okay, it doesn't matter. But there are some people that are like, wait, does that mean they've not updated the website since 2014? When maybe you have, like, all your content is fresh. But that year date at the bottom sometimes can really like make them pause and go somewhere else. So anyway, updates are all important. So just because we talk about sketching doesn't mean you can't look at what your existing site is, like Anna or Lolly says. So
yeah. So thank you for letting my special guest come join us today.
yeah.
He's pretty much asleep now, but the movement never stops.
No,
We're having a great time.
Yeah, so don't forget, tomorrow we have our 15-ish minute coffee chat with Laura Templeton. I'm really excited about kind of creating that strong brand community. We'll see how Lolly's feeling too. She might need a lot of coffee because it's going to be early when she gets up.
I'm going to be just fine.
Right. Okay, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.